I know the sadness that cripples you. It comes in waves and out of the blue. But there are days you feel freedom too. Bask in the glorious lightning. Move like the sunlight. Darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the, move like the sunlight. Darkness can't hold you here. Bold and bright, push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the. Move like the, move like the. Move like the, move like the. Radiate, radiate, radiate. Gravitate, gravitate, gravitate. Innovate, innovate, innovate. Move like the sunlight. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know that will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Better off, better off. I am wicked, you're insane. But I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance. Pound for pound, we're a perfect match. Pulling punches, we're toe to toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. Us together, we're better off, and we can't.
Are you ready? Okay. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Playday 10 of Streamline Minor League. From all of us here, thank you very much for joining in for another interesting day and another interesting game. This is probably going to be the last playoff, and soon afterwards we'll be moving on to the quarterfinals. I'm Forge Master here, and I'm joined by my friend Dova. Dova, happy to be
What's up,
talking with you.
folks? Thanks for having me over. And we are still looking at two players who are missing, and they should be here anytime soon. And today, there was a bit of a delay in the stream, I guess. I hope you guys don't mind. So we are just waiting for the last two players, and we should be good to go.
Yeah, so today's game for all of those people joining in right now is between Statics Gaming and K11 Esports. As mentioned, this is the last of our 32 games, and we will soon be moving on to the quarterfinals.
So,
Right,
Forge,
so-
what do you think? Which is going to be the first map ban?
I'm guessing first map. I'll just put out there. Theme park is probably going to be out of the play anyway. I'm interested in seeing how these guys will pull off, say, Oregon, or maybe a more frag focused map like Coastline. But my guess, theme park would be out in the first shot. What about you?
I think, just like I predicted the other day about Clubhouse, I think today we'll also see a Clubhouse or cafe. I'm not quite sure. but these are new teams. I think they have been playing together for some time. I know KL11 Esports have been playing together, and Statics Gaming have also been playing together for some time. And uh, depending upon their coordination and how they have been doing in their scrims, etc., or rank or whatever these guys have been practicing their strats and gameplay on, it should be a good game, and it should be a clubhouse or cafe according to me.
So, who's your money going to be on? Statics or K11? K11,
I'll,
what's
I'll
your
go
pick?
for I'll go for I think I'll go for KL11.
Oh, that's interesting. So, can you enlighten us on how each of these teams play? So, in your opinion, what kind of play style do these teams show?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure about how they play, but it should be an interesting game. Just like I said, these teams are new teams. They have formed, they have recruited some players, both of these teams, and it's a fresh start for both of them, and it's perfectly fine, even though they're a new team. It should be a good game.
So, we'll see how this goes off, and hopefully, we get a good end to our 32 playoffs.
Yeah, it should be a good end to 32 playoffs. Then we'll move on to the round of 16, which should be from tomorrow. If not, the admin will correct me if I'm wrong, and it should be a good game from there on as well.
So yeah, so the map bans have started as I can see here, and Statics has already banned Consulate, and while K11 has banned Coastline. So one of my picks, Coastline, is out of the equation. And while we're at it, Theme Park's banned as well. So I got at least one right, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, just like you said, theme park was going to be banned, and we are waiting for K11's ban right now. I think it's going to be Villa or Oregon that they're going to ban right now. So let's see. Yeah, like I said, they banned Villa as we talk about it, and this Cafe, Oregon, and Clubhouse still remaining. And just like I said, it's either going to be Cafe or Clubhouse, just like how most Indian teams like it. So let's see what happens there.
Yeah. So there'll be a good opportunity to see. Oh, so it's Clubhouse and Cafe. See how it goes. You're right. It's Cafe today.
So yeah, it's going to be Cafe today. Just like I said, Clubhouse and Oregon are off the board, and it should be a good game. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this is going to be more of a strat-focused map, more investment on multi-floor roaming utility to prevent late round plants and etc. As we're going to see, Statics is starting on defense and K11 on attack.
Yeah, Clubhouse is a very, strats focused map. Players have to coordinate a lot based upon which bomb site it is. In attack or in defense, you have to pull off different strats and stuff. You have to rely on your roamers. You have to rely on the people who are holding on the site. For example, a smoke or a mist or whoever last remains up. Or on attack, you have to make sure you get those entries right. You have to make sure you get those cross angles right, hold each other's flanks, and all those stuff, just so it turns out your way.
So before we go on with that, what do you expect the score line to be? Do you expect? I know it's a new experience for both these teams. So do you think it will be heavily skewed on defense? Because I remember the Pro League statistics to show Cafe to be, say, around 39% defender sided, if I remember correctly. So what do you expect the score line difference to
It's
be
very
here?
hard to it's very hard to predict like which team is going to win, because whatever Pro League stats, I don't necessarily follow Pro League stats, because that's Pro League, and this is quite a bit lower than the Pro League, and you can't depend on that stats and compare yourself to that. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it should be a good game. I'm going towards KL11, and let's see how they do. But Statics Gaming can prove me completely wrong, and I'd be more than happy that to be proved wrong. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Right, so we should be starting in a few moments now. So hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This will be an interesting game.
And with that, we are off. Statics Gaming versus KL11. Let's see what the first ban is going to be. It's going to be from Static Gaming side. I don't think so. They're quite sure about what they want to ban. They're just discussing among themselves. Otherwise, it would be very quick.
Yeah, at least towards. Oh, that's Hibana coming out first from Status Gaming. That's an interesting ban. So I'm assuming that Statics is looking for a kitchen defense first, because that's where Hibana, considering that it just has one hatch and one wall, they're probably looking at a kitchen defense and capitalizing that early on in the game. So that's my estimate at least. So we'll have to see how that works out. Thatcher, pretty mainstream at this point in time.
Yeah, Thatcher has been pretty mainstream ban in maps, especially in map like Cafe and Clubhouse. So yeah, and with the Hibana ban, I think it's going to be a very difficult job for KL11. We see how they tackle that in breaching the hatches, or mind you, the freezer or the bathroom in the third floor. So let's see. Statics Gaming have the bans on their side, but it's anyone's game, you know.
Mhm.
So Mirai is once again banned, another, and if I'm not wrong, this should be an Echo from KL11 side, but it could be a Valkyrie as well. So we'll see.
So at least the Thatcher and Hibana ban makes Maverick more or less compulsory, at least towards the 1F and 2F sides, because you still have hatches. You're right, Echo again.
Yeah, so yeah, just like I said, Echo has been banned. So yeah, just like you said, Forge, Maverick, I wouldn't say a compulsory ban if the teams are comfortable with having just one breacher, then I think it is quite fine. But let's see.
Any estimate on Kali being brought here, because that can be beneficial?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think Kali will be played. I don't see her being as much useful, and especially on Cafe. Maybe on Clubhouse, yes, but you never know.
Okay, so the first picks here, we're seeing a Ying being brought in from attack. So we'll see if that goes through the 6th pick or if that's ever going to change. Oh, it is going to change to Capita. So that's a good pick. Maybe, but in counter we do have 11 anti-grenades being brought on defense through Wamai and Jaeger. So we'll have putting a head count here. We got 3 air jabs, 2 frags, and 4 Capita bolts.
It'll be very interesting how the Capita is going to utilize his bolts, mind you. I think KL level are looking more towards a utility heavy attack approach rather than just go with Ying, even though Ying is very powerful in my opinion if played correctly. While we see on the defense side we have Royce on the Wamai, Fireflower on the Jaeger, Joker on Smoke, Phantom on the Bandit, and Prince is running the Legion. While on the attack side we collects, just like we said, on the Capita, Bot on IQ, Thermite on Deadweight on Thermite, Pussycat on the Sledge, and Eva on the Nomad.
Yeah, so we actually have just 2 frags to counter the 2 shields and 11 anti-grenades. So this is going to be heavily skewed on towards defense's side. So unless they find a way to take out the projectile utility early on in the round. So attack has moved on to the action phase already while we're at it, and we're starting to see a push coming in probably towards the bakery side. So my mistake, towards the push starting from 2F and 1F and bakery.
Yeah, from what it looks like, it's Alex is going to repel that cigar window, and he's going to probably try to use his bolts and ask his teammates to burn the ADS or whatever disc might be there on cigar, and trying to firebolt the guy, whoever he's been praying behind the 90 shield. I guess that's how they're going to approach this. Let's see how I go. But as we see Wamai just putting out this, and while I say about it, Bandit runs out and get the kill, which is immediately traded back by Nomad.
So we've lost 2 frags and a good amount of breaching potential already. Although the Nomad might have saved herself and taken Bandit out, that's a fair amount of utility already lost early on in the round. And that's still just 147. So let's see how Statics, sorry, my mistake, K11 recovers from this.
Yeah, it's still a 4v4, and
Mm.
even though the bandit jumped out and got the sledge, I do not think that's what you're supposed to do. You have a C4, even though you have your utility down, you still have a C4 to play with, and I think that could be pretty game changing in terms of how this might turn out. But the sledge also has grenades, so we'll see how it goes out. While meanwhile we see Capita holding an angle and Joker also when holding an angle from the pipes.
So we've seen white stairs, red stairs control already in the favor of the attackers here. There's thermite already waiting below the hatch. So
K11
that's
have
a
yet to like do any meaningful push or execute into the side, and there's just 50 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what they're trying to do. They still haven't gotten rid of the shield on Cigar, and while we see Legion holding a very nice angle, just looking up the brown stairs, just maybe having the info. Yeah, he does have the camera. Someone is looking off the camera, giving him the info. Needs to be. Oh my God, and Mama is
oh
dead.
that's a rush.
IQ just pushed up, and she's already inside the freezer. She should be treated back by smoke, just like I say about it. Yes, he will be.
So Joker's doing a Joker man. See Joker on the smoke doing a good job in refragging IQ and holding down the push coming in towards Freezer. Ooh, that's a self-air jab from onto the thermite. It's definitely going to cost him a few seconds. But the wall's open in, so that gives attacker a way to push into sight, and they're already pushing into sight. And Legion frags out the Capita, and now it's onto the thermite to recover. But defense manages to win on time, so that's Statics opening their account with the first win of the game.
Yeah, first round of the board is going to be for Statics Gaming. They defended it well, but I think the attackers could have done a bit more in terms of how they wanted to push the side, and they were a bit stalled out. They didn't know what to do, but I think a little more droning has to come in, and a little more information has to be taken in from the K11 side. I hope this just 1-0 is nothing. They can still come back. It's a long game to go, as we see a castle, which is pretty mandatory if you're going kitchen.
Mhm. Correct. So this would have been a good time to bring an extra set of flags just as backup, but I guess K11 already has its strats put down, and we might be seeing a soundbug and a potential rehost. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so we'll be seeing a rehost soon, I guess.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the minor technical glitch. So we're back now to catch on where we had left off. Um, Statics was up 1-0 after winning their defense on 3F in Cafe, and now we're moving down to Kitchen Service. The operator lineups, as with the rules, the operator lineup stays the same as before the rehost. So this is what you're seeing now is what where he had stopped prior to the rehost. So we're going to continue on and see how this game turns out and see which one's the better team of the two.
Yeah, I think if K11 are to win this round, they have to do something about their push. They have to execute properly and get the information right. Because what I noticed from the last round, they didn't drone properly, in my opinion. They might have, but still they needed to drone more, get the information, get the 90 shield out. It was still
Protect your bombs from being defused by
1 minute or 50 seconds left. They didn't get the shield out, and they just had to rush into side in the last few seconds, and that was their demise. So let's see how they go about it this time.
So I guess this time they're working on some of the pitfalls of the previous round, bringing in a Maverick with 2 flags, replacing the Sledge, and the Sophia with another 2 sets of explosives. So, and we have Jackal who brings good amount of roam counter and to smoke. So now they're definitely adapting to what they had seen in the previous round. So this should be good in the form of them trying to overcome their mistakes, going by especially since they have a Jackal, they could be going by a meticulous approach, knocking off one floor at a time and then finally making a push onto site. They do, like you said, need to watch out on the time and work on getting the intel at the right time, because spend too much time and you probably will have to make the last minute rush, which can prove to be very hasty. So we'll see how this goes, because they've definitely worked on some of the mistakes in the rounds.
Yeah, and just as we talk about it, we see Kate putting up his electro claw up on the hatch. I don't think he'll be able to get it back. Yeah, so yeah, all 3 walls, including 2 main walls and the hatch, are all caded. So it will be interesting how KL11 actually are going to, take out that Kate charge, because they're obviously Thatcher's banned. We don't have a Kali, and we'll see how the Maverick does, or if he gets any help from any of the soft mixtures, namely Jackal and Zofia. Jackal, mind you, also has a secondary shotgun, which is the useful. While as we see him already going for a scan, which is pretty interesting. And Jaeger is holding here with 1 ADS and another mine.
So that code check hold can definitely delay the Jackal's push here. 1 ADS and code check, and you already have Jaeger claiming the Zofia. That's a pretty impactful round. Your entry fragger is gone. So that's good. That's a fair amount of that's an early frag early on round. That's an impactful frag that we're seeing here.
Yeah, I didn't like how Zofia was once again you didn't see any droning, to be honest, coming in from KR11. They just the Jackal just droned the dining side and he just went in. There was no info on the code check, I don't think, and I'm quite sure what Maverick is doing here, but seems to be making some holes. Okay, he's gonna nade the hatch as long as there's no ADS. Yeah, I think he successfully naded the hatch and took out the electro claw. If the Kate can't trick, it should be a successful breach.
Oh, but they're castling off the entire side of the map. Unfortunately, my memory doesn't serve me well, so I've forgotten that call out there. But that room's been castled off, so that's another hindrance to attack. And since they've already taken on the Zofia early on, you don't have distance breaching here, so you have to walk up to the wall to actually get that castle barricade open. So that can definitely prove to be a hindrance. But Maverick's already slowly, sneaky beaky pushing in, and that Kaid is probably under threat here. Probably.
Yeah, like you can actually take out castle barricades with a grenade. I don't know if Maverick still has his grenades or not, but it has to be very precise. You have to cook it, and Jackal is still holding an angle on the guy on coach check. I'm not quite sure, like, if is he gonna push while we see Jaeger holding, and it could be anyone's game right now.
Oh, the timing there. Oh.
Oh.
Just when he's about to get the scan, Jaeger pushes forward. His very presence delayed a lot of rounds, since we're already down to the last 10 seconds and defense has one advantage. That's diffuser down, and that's one down, and Kaid is pushing in, and before you know it, Statics has locked down the defense again. So it's already 2 in favor of Statics.
Yeah, once again we see K11 not doing much in terms of the execute or how they wanted to clear. It was not much of a roam hold, mind you. They were all holding inside the side. Jaeger always played coach check. He got 2 kills. Kate played inside, Wamai played inside. I also saw Castle inside, and Smoke was already on the side. So I have to say, KL11 are not doing much, to be honest. There's a lot more to be desired in terms of attack when it comes to the team. I'm sure they can do better. They have to drone a bit more. Also, the timings are not proving in their favors, while Statics are doing a really good job in terms of defense. Even though Cafe is a defensive sided team, they are doing it pretty well.
Mhm. Yeah, rightly said. Though it was a simple textbook strategy which could have been dismantled well by attack, but the time management and the coordination was the only major coordination that we saw was Thermite and Maverick getting the wall open. But after that, it really went downhill very quickly for attack. So here we're seeing a Monty being brought here. So I'm confused at the strategy, but definitely is going to it's either going to favor heavily in attack or it's going to be very slow for attack as well, since K11 clearly is more of a slow push team that we're seeing over here, and this is also a 2F hold, 2F hold that we're seeing. So we have to see how the Monty is, which side Monty pushes, whether he goes in towards the wall or he goes in with the roam clear.
Yeah, the side is going to be reading right now. The attackers are going to be pushing. What I think you failed to notice, Forge, was that the row is actually 6 pick from a smoke to a Valkyrie. So I think it will work in the Montaigne's favor, because smoke just directly counters the Montaigne. So, but we have to see how Deadweight and KL11 use the Montaigne to their favor, if they are able to or not, if they coordinate properly. Once again, I am emphasizing it again. They have to drone properly and clear their angles and hold each other flanks. Just when I say about it, they have to be clinical with their attack, and they have to waste a bit less time. They're taking a very long time in terms of their push, but in terms of the defense, is also doing a very good job.
So, question: How do you think the presence of, say, an Iana would fare in this kind of a strategy?
Sorry, I just couldn't hear you.
Mistake. So, how do you think the presence of Iana would be in attack's lineup? Because she's too
Iana in this,
and
it completely depends upon depends and varies upon team to team. Some teams will have a very good time with Iana. They'll just push up the side. Also, Iana has 2 grenades, so that's obviously always useful. And it could, but meanwhile, as I say about this, Kalix is going to take out Joker, who has alibi, was holding an angle on Cigar. He was looking somewhere else, and Skalek just took him out from the cigar shop. While we see Jaeger holding the cocktail and Valkyrie playing on the white stairs, I guess just covering each other's angles, while Monty is in the mining room, and I don't know if he has any support, but if he keeps pushing up like that, I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, a Monty solo push doesn't always work in their favor. But Skullix on the Nomad seems to be pushing down slowly, so she's basically locked off the 2 rotations on the top floor. At least that's what they're hoping, that he's been locked off, and now she's already she's back up. So Monty's currently pushing solo down, while you have Nomad at the top floor trying to move to lock out the mute.
Deadweight seems to be already on the side. I think they're gonna just go for a quick drone and execute on the plant, since they know like there's 2 or 3 people roaming and there is no smoke. So maybe KL11 is actually going for an execute, but the diffuser is with Thermite and he is going to drop it to the Monty or maybe plant behind him. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do. So yeah, he is going to plant behind him, and I think the mute knows it, that they are planting. They must have heard it on the audio feed. And there's a C4. Is it going to take out the Thermite? Yes, it does. While Monty just stays there, just like I said. I don't think so. It's going to work out in their favor. While Monty does have the diffuser, it's a 4v4 situation, mind you. And they have angles from all over the side, and there's just only 50 seconds left. Well, Valkyrie, Prince, everybody's holding an angle on the side.
Oh, just miss on that Valkyrie there, but Nomad does get Jaeger, and we have a team kill coming in from almost Raiders. But the Monty already gets fragged out. The diffuser is planted, and now it's a 1v2 in favor of attack in post-plant scenario. So so the sledge definitely has a tight angle onto the diffuser. So Valkyrie is having to contest a crossfire between the sledge and the buck, and she takes out one. It's a 1v1 scenario. There's a contest. Oh, but attackers finally open their account and get their kill in the post-plant scenario. That's 1, 2, and 1. Still in favor of statics, but attack space bringing back finally.
Yeah, that happened just so fast. I just couldn't figure out when they planted, and someone got a triple kill, and they were just holding angles. Then suddenly all of them died. There was a team kill. If you can bring up the kill, yeah, I think almost Royce got a triple kill, but still managed to lose the round. So it's 2-1. First round of the board for KL11. Uh, as much as it was desired, I have to say, in terms of droning, they still were able to pull out. The Monty worked fine in the end, I guess. I think it was the Monty who planted, and it didn't have any denial. So GG's in the end.
Yeah. So that the Valkyrie and the Kite, I think, still had their C4s, which not come out at the right time, because if after Mute having used a one C4 to take out the thermite and delay the plant, Valkyrie definitely could have jumped in to take out the Monty that time, because that's when the Monty is most vulnerable.
Attackers
He's
need to
from one
locate
angle.
and defuse
But
bombs.
in the end, it did work out. They somehow managed to delay it and push to post plant. A flurry of kills coming in with the
Yeah,
team.
just when you talk about it, actually, the Valkyrie did use his C4. He team killed someone
Oh,
while using the C4, right? So I think it was because the Monty had turned his back and was planting it. The shield must have, taken most of the C4's impact. So yeah,
possible.
Indian, they turned out KL11's way. As we see them again bringing a Capita while Bot is on IQ, and they do have a Nomad. Pussycat is on Ash this time, and Eva is on the defensive side. We see Phantom running the Valkyrie, Prince running the Legion, Fireflower running the Jaeger, Joker is once again on Smoke, Royce is once again on the Womai.
Attackers are moving out to
So
locate a bomb and defuse it.
so for all of you people looking for new Wamai strats for your ranked games, that's an interesting Wamai placement. In case anybody hasn't tried that out yet, you can always shoot out one of the two floorings on a floor and then place your Ella mine or your Wamai trap over there. Maybe even a Legion mine. I haven't tried that personally, but that's good because it removes the trap or the magnet from your line of sight, and also helps in protecting the shield, which in this case locks off all of piano for any push from the windows or from cigar.
Yeah, you can do that with a lot of things. You can place Nomad charges, you can place Valkyrie cams, you can basically do a lot of things. As we see Wamai holding the 90 shield with alone, he doesn't have any crossfires there. I'm not quite sure if he has from the other side, but we don't even see the attackers pushing this cigar yet, and they're repelling white. I don't know why they're trying to take white control as much as they are, and looks like they are going to go for the CR repel and try to take out the shield while it's just already a minute gone. And once again, KL11 have to be faster with their attacks. As I speak about it, Skullx is going to confirm his probably a down on Joker, and the smoke is dead, mind you. That's a big operator in terms of diffuser denial.
So you have plant denial and SMG11 already out with just and with still 1.5 minutes left in the game. So the Capita making good use of that.
Oh,
It's a clean shot.
good night.
And while yes, and while we're at it, Jaeger also gets the kill onto IQ. Is that? So we have Capita and IQ. So Valk is going to have free reign right now because IQ is gone. So no longer any threat to the Valk camps. So 113 in, one loss for defense and two loss for attack, two influential losses for attack. But Captor did manage to get at least both misfires out and took out the smoke. So plan denial is going to be a lot harder for defense, or at least that's what we can assume. Valkyrie still retains her C4. So around the stagnant part for the round here, we're seeing attack trying to get just multiple angles here and there, and a contest coming in between the Vamai and somewhere in Cigar.
Yeah, as we had seen that Ash was holding an angle from all the way from Skylight, but she rotated it and is on Heaven. But I think there is a Valkyrie cam, and the Valk is gonna miss his C4 while we see Nomad pushing up the cocktail lounge, and Ash has a control of the cigar sub.
So that's 15 seconds. The 15 seconds, and this Legion is proving to be a problem, and the score is equalized at 3-3. And Ash is already rushing in, gets the Wamai. It's a 2-on-2, a flurry of kills coming in. Again, it's a 2v1 where Thermite is the last man standing, like we saw in the first round, and defense has locked it out again. Statis Gaming getting the third win of the game. 4 rounds in, it's 3-1 in favor of Statics.
Yeah, once again, the clock is the undoing factor for KL11 Sports. They are not, getting The push is coming in faster. They're droning, and there's nobody taking control. They're just droning and just holding angles. It's not gonna do any good if you just drone and hold angles. You have to drone and take control of a particular room or a particular place. But static gaming are also doing a very good job in terms of holding a particular side. They're coordinating well. They're holding each other's crossfires, and that's exactly how a defense should be playing on Cafe, because it is a defensive sided map at the end of the day. And as we speak about it, we're going to see a Kali. Just when I said that a Kali wasn't viable on the Cafe, we're going to see a Kali being bought by Skullex.
If I say
So,
6
and
picks,
Zofia is going to. Never mind.
remarkable 6 picks
Zofia, I
right
guess.
there. Recalling like a boss, but okay. So the Ella being brought out, I do think the Ella would have been good, especially if you're having an offside hold, but maybe it's more of
Attackers need
a
to locate and defuse the bomb.
full-fledged roam that we're having, so I guess Bandit works in their favor, in Joker's favor. Almost and Prince on Skullex are topping the board right now at 5 and 6 kills respectively, and while the others are doing their job at support. And while on attack, we're seeing the skills are more or less spread out. Skullex is probably going to experiment here, hoping that the SPSMG, which mind you is basically a budget from us because of having such a low time to kill. So he might be going in for a mix of an entry frag and gadget removal here, because kitchen is a
10 seconds
is generally a 2-layer site, and the Kali lances can work well in opening the wall, plus taking out some of the castle barricades. So I guess they're anticipating a lot of shields and utility, so they're brought in the Kali as well, which works well in conjunction with the 2 grenades of the Zofia.
Yeah, mind you, the Kali might actually work well. Works well, very well in good hands. Kali obviously got buffed. She got the SMG that happens to be with Clash. I don't exactly know the name of the SMG, but it's a very good gun if you knew how to use it. She also has a Claymore, and obviously we don't even need to talk about her main gun, which is just insane. Meanwhile, we see almost Royce almost low HP, and Cade is probably going to reset him. I don't know how he got so low in HP. Maybe someone was breaking the barricade and he just was caught on the crossfire, while we see Nomad and Zofia trying to clear out the trains and mining.
So this is so they're holding off Bakery, and we have Kali of the Skullex trying to push Bakery and take out some of their utility. So this most of the Bakery hold happens with a shield and somebody with anti-grenades trying to prevent the hold or prevent any pushes in. This specifically delays a lot of time, because you get Bakery and you get kitchen control that's moves the entire side in your favor. So it's either vertical play or clear out Bakery. So that's what we're attempting to see over here. Hopefully Kali can get rid of those lances, get rid of that shield quickly using her lances.
Yeah, but they have to burn out the Omais or the ADs that might be present on Bakery, which I don't know why K11 are not doing. It's already 1 minute 20 into the round, and they're like burning Omais charges right now. They should have done in the starting of the round, but they are going for it now, and they can use the Kali's lances to break that deployable shield. But we see Kali holding an angle. I think it's from above the cars. She has vaulted up. Yeah, that's exactly where she's holding an angle from. But she's gonna go on the drone now, while we see Omai still holding that shield, and it's once again 1 minute into the round, and there's no possibility.
And we have a full-fledged rush coming in. The IQ definitely dropping 2 bodies and downing 1, and that's 5v2, and within 10 seconds you already have attack gaining a decisive advantage in defense. And now it's all up to Castle and Bandit on Almost and Joker trying to hold off the only 2 sides. So it's a 5v1. Are we going to see a flawless take from attack? Let's
Attackers
just
have
see.
located a bomb.
So
Yeah, just when I was and K11 are going to win this round with a flawless round from this side, which is doing an amazing job. Bot influential in his play, getting 2 kills and downing 1 in the process, which was confirmed by one of his teammates. I was just saying that K11 need to push up and do an execute fast, and just bot goes and just proves me wrong. Like, go there you go, that's our push. We're going to go for a flawless round. Well played, K11, and it's 3-2 on the favor of Statics Gaming.
they spent 2 whole minutes trying to gain intel, and they actually do gain intel and capitalize it on very well. So I guess it's a good distractive play they played from the entrance to Bakery, while IQ got in a quick push from the side, thereby taking both the Jaeger and Bamai and even the Kite by surprise. So all those three lined up perfectly well for her. Attack gets free entry into site.
Yeah, it seems the Doc Phantom is going to six pick from the Vigil to an alibi actually, and we see Kali six picking from a. We see Kali being six pick to a Monty, which is an interesting choice in my opinion.
By attackers.
And the defense is going to be on 1F, still on kitchen, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so the dock pick probably would not have worked very well. Might have the alibi here is an interesting choice. I think they're trying to uh, block off more lines of sight because if I remember one of Get Flank's videos where he mentioned that I think it was Get Flank that alibi works better as a line of sight blocker rather than somebody that works on deceiving attackers. That's not going to always work since people more or less just shoot what they see. So I guess they're trying to get more line of sight blockers over long ranges, maybe along the longer hallways, 90 hallways, wherever they can find. So that's more of playing around with tighter lines of sights.
Yeah, it's hard to say what the six pick coming from, from the defense, from any team's mindset. Actually, they might have strats that we don't know about. So alibi is going to pick up the impacts, mind you. She doesn't have a shield, which I noticed from. What I thought was she was going to pick up the alibi because no, she's going to hold the 3F. I guess she's going to do a deep roam. She's going to hold the 3F all the way without the shield. She's going to make a rotation to the bathroom. While we see Monty pushing up the bakery already, but he does need some sort of a support to be able to, do a better execution.
So solo Monty against two people and with ADS. Oh, while we're at it, Valkyrie does get a kill all the way from 3F and does a quick rotation back to Train Museum, and this is on Zofia. So that's again a lot of liquidity lost early on in round, and it's not even 2 minutes in. So Thermite is now attempting a push into bakery. So while we have two people behind shields and a pair of ADS, I guess. So attack is hoping that the Monty.
Yeah, there are two people on the bakery, and it would be ill-advised for the Monty to just push up alone. There is no support from the small bakery. There is no support behind him, and there's one more guy playing on the Harry Potter spot, mind you, or below the red stairs. And meanwhile, as we talk about it, Firefly is going to get Skull X. The Monty is dead, and
Oh. So again, like in the previous rounds, defenses, the Bamai having a good hold on bakery, having taken out the IQ, the Monty, and now the Thermite as well. So that's all now on a 1v4, and the Nomad is locked in a corner with the Bamai, and it's quickly fell down. Well, 1v4 is going to be hard to defeat anyway, so that's a round again in favor of defense of Statics. So halfway through, the Statics is leading by 2 rounds in 4-2.
yeah, just as we go into a role swap, Statics are going to be on attack now and K level on defense. But 4-2 is, mind you, not a bad. I would say not a bad result for K11. They can still turn it around. It is a defensive sided map, mind you. But if Statics gaming are crucial and clinical in their attack, they are going to wipe out K11 pretty fast. As we see Goyo being picked from K11 for the very first time in this match. Just when I go back to that previous round, Forge, what we missed to see that Fireflower actually got a quad kill in that round. He was very influential for his team.
Yeah, so the kills fell in so quickly, we lost count, and that's a good 4 cases, one off an ace. So just in that bakery, he was able to lock off all 4, and the fifth kill, which came earlier in the round, was a Valkyrie all the way from 3F. So attack could barely make a move before Mamai sitting in bakery had locked it all up. So that was a very strong hold, and the problem with KL11, like I mentioned earlier, lack of sufficient droning, which they had accomplished in the previous round, they somehow could not replicate this time. The lack of a Kali, which was there in the previous round, but not this time, had definitely hurt them because you had a shield, you had 2 ADSs to deal with, lack of droning in the top floor did not inform them of the presence of a Valkyrie, so they fell short in comparison to the previous one.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Kalia and Monty, they're very different operators, and you have to support the Monty. You cannot just hope him to take control of the bakery all by himself. You have to support him, and there were 3 people above, and just 2 near the bakery, which was a thermite who obviously couldn't push because he was the hard breacher and he has a role to fulfill. But in the end, the Womai played really well. He took care of the Monty and all the other 3 players which were left on KN11 side. Meanwhile, as we switch about it and we see KN11 going on the defense, they have to do a proper job rather than how they were doing an attack.
So we are seeing an early push 30 seconds in. Attack is slowly starting to gather some intel and get a few tight angles onto the top floor. This is a 3F hold. Not any unusual strat we're seeing here, but the Goyo, yes, as you had mentioned, first time being brought here. One of my personal favorite operators, though it is dreaded in the meta, is he definitely does his job and he does it well. It's plan denial, lines of sight, entry denial, anything you need, Goyo, if placed well, if coordinated well. And we are seeing 11 again, Jaeger and Wamai brought in. So this is going to be a good anti-grenade push that we're seeing, anti-grenade hold to keep the Goyos up. So towards the later rounds, once detonated, that's equivalent to at least 22 seconds of access denial.
Yeah, K11 are not gonna bring any breach denial. They're just gonna stick the Womai and the Jaeger here, and they're just gonna go just plenty of shields with the Goyo, And they are bringing the Maestro with some information gathering in mind. So that is again a very good choice. Maestro obviously influential with his Alda can be very influential. As we see Statics Gaming slowly getting their access towards Cigar and droning and trying to get the information to if anybody is playing behind the shield. While just as I talk about it, Firefly is actually going to get Skullex. I don't know where that was from, but mind you, a C from below could take out all these 3 attackers, but they are going to be successful in taking out the 90 shield.
And the Wamai takes a fair amount of damage here, sitting behind the shield. Again, that was a high risk take because once that fire blows up, it's going to affect anybody who's there, even the defenders. And what's interesting to see is that attack by virtue of the Zofia was already inside while the Wamai was still in Cigar Lounge. So that was a very quick entry into the adjacent site here. And now we're going to see a push. This is, mind you, much quicker than what we saw in the defense by KL11, by Statics. So Jaeger having a risky run out here, but gets fragged out pretty quickly. Once you're out, you're already detected here because you have to run all the way back to the entrance on 2F.
Yeah, so, and it's all down to Wamai and the Mute, who is really low on HP, while we see the Mute getting down. And just when I talk about it, the attackers are going to finish off the Mute and Wamai, and it's once again going in Statics Gaming's favor. They did a very well job getting control of the Cigar and the Cigar shop and taking control of the shield on 90. Just when I mentioned they took the droning well, they contested, they took control of the rooms and stuff, and they pushed back the defenders. Zofia got the first pick, and it was a very well played round by Statics Gaming.
Those Goyas were not working all that well in defense favors. In fact, one of those kills actually came at the hands of a Goya shield itself because there was a well-timed explosion from attack. So Statics showing a much higher level of coordination and synergy here compared to KL11. KL11 did seem sloppy in their intel gathering, which got better towards the round, mind you. Despite that, Statics is at a much better level here. So we don't know. This is good. This is definitely going in favor of Statics, but we'll have to see if K11 can adapt.
Yeah, I don't preferably like putting the Goyo shield on the 90 hole, because as we saw how the Zofia impacted it and it just blew up on Wamai, was almost got killed in the process. But you have to put a normal shield, like a Wamai or a Smoke or an Alibi has to put a normal shield. If you put a Goyo shield in there, it's very, very risky for whoever is playing behind a shield. So I don't think so. They have. I think they're gonna make the same mistake again. Goyo is gonna put up a shield there. Yeah, he is gonna put up a shield there. They didn't learn from their mistake last round, and I think it's gonna hurt them once again. So we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, we see Royce bringing the Thermite. Joker is on the Sledge. Fireflower, who is on 8 kills, mind you, is on the Zofia. Prince, who is also on 7 kills, is bringing out the Ash. While Phantom is doing his support plays and supporting the team, bringing out the Nomad. While on the defensive side, we see Skullex with the Maestro is going to put up a camp. Bot is on Jaeger. Deadwood is on the Goyo. Pussycat is on the Mute. And Wamai is on... Sorry, Eva is on the Wamai.
Yeah, so he's already seemed to have taken some amount of damage. Probably the fall damage. We are not sure how that goes, but I don't think it's going to play that much, that big an influence in the round because it's still It's still the same hold as before, but I guess now they've put the giveaway sheet slightly behind, so whoever's trying to have a hold behind that can quickly escape, or at least that's what they're hoping for, from what we can see here. And before that, Pussycat gets a kill on Zofia. It's interesting because at least 4 times in this entire game, we've seen the Zofia die first. The entry fragger is getting picked off before he can get any entry frags. So, it's something, it's a small fact that you would want to point out.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, Fireflower I think did get the first frag last round, but he is gonna be taken down this time. As we say about it, Joker is gonna get dead weight, and Bot is gonna get Prince, who was picking the skylight very aggressively, and he is gonna peek the hatch and is just gonna go run away with his life. While Thermite didn't lose any HP. Bot is gonna be somewhere around the 75
A
mark,
bomb has been located.
and Maestro has also taken some shot, it seems. While we see Nomad repelling here, he's on the camp, Maestro. Jaeger is going to play a very sneaky spot while Romai is still behind the shield. So Thermite is going for a breach.
So this could give them an easy entry into Cigar, so that way that could ease up their push, because right now, even though Goya's dead, that should basically give them access to this side, but without that wall open, you'll have to pass through the entire Cigar shop area, which is an open angle towards bar. Anybody from bar can easily intercept that point, but we are having Mute from KTC playing down in trains, and he's a kid.
Yeah, just when I said, the last round they should have done this, the last round when all the attackers were pushing in, tunneling in on the Cigar, he is gonna get the Mute is gonna get with the C for someone, and there's only Joker and Phantom left from Static side, and it's a 4v2 situation. Looks very well in the favor of KL11. Only 30 seconds in the round remaining. Joker is gonna push themselves. Phantom, meanwhile, is gonna get the Womai. I don't know where he got that. Well, Jaeger is gonna finish off the sledge. Well, Phantom just fires randomly and gets the Jaeger. Mind you, it's a 1v2 situation. He has to go for the plant. There's 20 seconds remaining, but he's not gonna get the chance. And KL11, the Maestro, is gonna finish off the Nomad. And that's one more round for KL11.
Yeah, the Nomad doing a good job trying to equalize the score. One shot headshot working well in their favor, but defense was still in the advantage. Time is not an ally at that point, and as it stands, KL11 brings it back into a 5v3. Still a doable scoreline. It's not heavily skewed in anybody's favor. So
yeah, it's still a doable score, mind you. They just have to coordinate a bit and show a bit of influential plays, just like the Mute did. He went down, he was sneaky about it, pulled out C4 and got a kill. So that's how you have to go about it. And I think the attack were a bit slower than their last time in terms of taking control, but KL11 played really, really well that round. And we are going to go to a kitchen defense, mind you, and they are going to bring out the Goyo once again.
So I guess they've adapted and tried to learn the Goyo. Oh, no, the Goyo has been swapped out for the Maestro now. Still a good pick.
These teams are proving me wrong again and again. Just when I say someone is not pushing, they just push up. And as I talk about it, the IQ is going to 6-pick to a Capita, which is going to be a very good pick since they have seen that there was no Homai in play.
Yeah, so, and as then there's no Valkyrie as well. So IQ definitely good. Even if you don't, even if there's no Valkyrie, you always have the IQ with the G8 that can work good as an entry fragger. But the Capita works well as well. That's two sets of projectiles, both very influential in their play, and at the same time, you also have it useful in pulling out people hiding in the freezer and behind the half-wall structures, half-wall counters in kitchen, so in pantry. So it's
mind you, the defense are running a vigil, so if they had an IQ, they could have scanned him, but since the 6 picked off it, that's not going to be how it goes. While we see Skullix on Maestro, Bot is on Jaeger, Deadwood is on Legion, Pussycat is on the vigil. Just like I said, Eva is on the Bandit. Well, from the attacker side, we have almost once again running the Thermite. Joker is on Ash, Fireflower is on Sledge, Prince is on the Capita, and Phantom is on the Nomad.
Yeah, so the priority would be to isolate the vigil first early on. If not, then he could be a serious pain because he obscures his position to maybe a 12-meter radius. So that's the range of the vigil's ERC cloak. So if not picked out early, he can definitely hinder a push with the late flank, or just by his very presence can delay attacks push completely. So Jaeger's getting pinched here. Yeah,
just like we saw, actually they are going to go rush into the bakery since there is no bakery hall. There is a Maestro camp, so they do have the information needed there. Their attackers are pushing faster towards the bakery. Mind you, the Vigil and Jaeger were roaming towards the third floor, while the Legion is gonna get the Capitao. No fireballs from him anymore. Okay, so he got killed from the code check. They once again the attacker side not doing much in terms of info. They just pushed in, and that's gonna be the end of the Capitao.
Yeah, the entire game this time can be this at this stage can be summarized to the revenge of the court check, because court check's basically causing a problem for both sides. See,
Yeah.
we've even seen statics fall to KL11's hold, and earlier it was Jaeger in court check. So that's something they have to definitely adapt about. And Ash proving that the R4C is uncontestable by getting another kill on the Vigil. So Vigil's good. That's good. The Vigil's out early on, and now it's all four, I guess, sitting here inside the kitchen. Oh, okay. So the Ash
Yeah,
guys
Ash did take out the bandit charges there, but she played. Oh, nice shot by Thermite. And meanwhile, Firefly is going to get someone. Maestro is going to get almost the Thermite as we see Sledge doing some work from above. We have the Nomad who is also on the mining room. They have reached the side. There's still a minute left in the clock. This is still doable. It's a 2v2 situation. They can just but the diffuser is on bakery, and the defenders have noticed that, and I think they are going to hold the diffuser. Both of the defenders playing in bakery, they just completely ignoring the side, and gonna have decided to hold the diffuser. And it's 40 seconds while Nomad whips out the drone, and he knows the Maestro's position. He's going to push up, he's going to hold an angle. Just when I talk about it, Maestro is going to get the sledge. He's low on HP, mind you, but as I said about the Legion is going to finish the last guy on Statics Gaming side, and it's once again going to be on KL11.
Yeah, and KL11 is, like you said, 5-3, doable, defender-sided map like Cafe. KL11 is proving that by pulling back, and now there's just one round. There's just one round of a difference. The diffuser having fallen down in bakery was a major hit, because diffuser is not a place with soft destruction on. It's not a site with a soft flooring, so neither Sledge nor Nomad could get a good angle onto that. They would have had to push in either through site itself, or maybe from the east side. I guess it was the east side, which didn't work out best.
Yeah, I think they could have maybe taken control of mining, get the hatch open. I don't know. I didn't think so. They had a cave that round, but they didn't choose to do that. They chose to push up the bakery because there was no bakery presence. And in the end, Ash did get a kill. Even though she did get a kill, she ended up paying her with her life. The bandit got her in the end, even though the Thermite breached and got an insane shot on the Jaeger. I think it was who was it? I believe, but in the end, it was the defense's round. KL11 played it really well, I think, and the attackers have a lot to do in this round, because if the attackers win it, it's going to be match point for Statics Gaming, but if the defense win it, it's going to be an all square at 5-5.
Yeah, so now we're back at it in Fireplace Dining, and this was Library, I guess. So that's 1F site, and again this is another site where it requires cigar control because the hatch has to be opened, and they have brought in just one hard breacher here. That's just the Thermite. So this Thermite will have to stay safe. If he doesn't, if he gets picked off early on, then the push has to come in through just the doorways and any sort of soft breach that attack creates, which chokes attacks entry heavily. The Cafe is a place where if you don't really get your walls and hatches open, you're at the mercy of how defense has locked down its hallways and doors. So this is, you'll have to see how they make a push with just one hard breacher, but they have brought in at least 3 soft breachers, so that's good. 3 soft breachers and a lot of flank control, so that's good to see that there is backup. There are contingencies in case one falls mid-round.
Yeah, and the defense are going to bring a castle this round, try to funnel the attackers from one side, and as we talk about castle, he's going to be making the leg level holds, and Wamai is holding all the way over to Cigar. Mind you, the attackers have to take control of all of the 3F, from Cigar to Freezer to Cocktail, if they are going to be successful in pushing the reading. And just when I talk about it, I see Joker, the Ash, coming in from below. Let's see if he can get some kills. I don't think so. There is a drone with him. He's just face checking these angles, and he's going to shoot the my charge. Oh, this could be a very nasty play for the Ash, or could be something the smoke would like. With a shotgun on the stairs is a very OP mind you. Let's see how that goes.
So this engagement is going to happen. Oh, and while we're at it, bot on the Jaeger gets a kill onto Sledge early on, and oh, that's an engagement that almost gets that drops Ash's health to 50%. So that's putting Ash on the backstep already.
I simply don't understand how that was not a headshot, but you never know. I could be wrong, you know.
I
The
don't
shot.
think shotguns have headshot multiplier.
Oh, they do?
If
Oh, I didn't know that actually. Thanks for the info, Forge. I've been for as long as I have been playing this game, I still learn so many new things, you know. And just when I talk about it, there is only a minute and 15 left, and there's still a lot to be desired in terms from the attacker side, as they are going to go into the train and museum, try to breach this, and Phantom is going to hold the hatch. But I think if they go for the plant, the castle still has a pretty good angle from the prone angles, and he can just deny the plant. Let's see how it goes. It's just 50 seconds left on the clock.
50 seconds in a 5v4. Oh, make that 4v4. The Ash does finally push in and get the smoke. Revenge for trying to pull out the shotgun on her, but the Jaeger eventually gets the reflag onto, and we have a claymore kill. That's not something you've seen in a long time. It's down to 2v3 where the Jaeger gets a kill. Ash reflags onto Jaeger, and now it's all onto Nomad and Ash against the Maestro and the Castle. Castle still holding that tight angle all the way from reading room through the destruction holes made at the bottom of the floor. That camera was still up, I'm surprised. So 20 seconds in and dropping, the site is still under the control of Maestro and the Castle, and they're trying to push in for a plant right now.
10 seconds remaining. A bomb has
Yep,
been
we see the attackers trying to push in from, and Castle is going to hold the same angle. And he's going to one, and can he get the second? No, he runs out of bullets, and Ash is going to get a triple kill. He is going to kill the Maestro, but she doesn't have enough time, and K11 are going to win this round, bringing it all the way from 4v2 to a 5v5 all square once again. Told you it's going to be a very close game. K11 very well played, but I have to say Statics Gaming could have done better, but it is a defensive sided map at the end of the day, and these teams are just showing that it's very hard to do the attack on Cafe.
And Thatcher and Hibana both being banned is definitely showing over here. Despite both Echo and Mira, two highly influential defenders, being removed from the equation, we still have attack choking on whatever bulletproof utility defense brings. So I think there was a well played Maestro over there. He had one intel placed down the site and one above site, which could have worked heavily against them if they had if there was at least maybe 5 more seconds. The Ash could have gone for a plant, and the Maestro would have had to rotate all the way down. And Maestro being a 3 armor, he's definitely going to be slow. But towards the end, Castle did a good job in delaying. Jaeger also did a good job in getting some of the late round flank, which forced the Ash and the Nomad to re-strategize, and eventually worked on favor defense, winning purely on time.
Yeah, the Ash also got a triple kill last round. The Jaeger also got a triple kill. Bot, who is sitting at 10 kills, mind you, is doing really well here in the defensive side. While from the attacker's side, it's almost Royce on 9 kills and Fireflower also on 9 kills. So it is going pretty neck and neck. The frags are a bit distributed in terms of how the players are playing, but some of them are playing their roles, bringing the Goyo, bringing the mute, playing the smoke, doing the rotations and stuff, playing the support role, which is equally very important. Mind you, not the frags are not always what you see. You have to mention that as well. While we see Royce once again running the sledge, Joker is on Ash, Fireflower is on the Zofia once again, Prince is on the Thermite, and Phantom is on the Nomad. While from the defensive side, we have Skullix on the Maestro, Bot on Jaeger, a Deadweight on Goyo, Pussycat is on the Mute, and Eva is on the Woman.
Yeah, so like you said, this meta definitely seems to be favoring support players very well. You can see, even the Maestro sitting at 7 kills. If I saw the scoreboard correctly last time, it was 7 kills, and Jaeger's also being pretty influential here at 10 kills. So we're seeing a pretty holistic spread of utility and fragging. And while we're at it, the new hatch is already being opened. So attacks trying to get some intel and tight angles and trying to lock off some flanks here with the Nomad. So 1 minute in, the push slowly starting to come in onto Cigar.
Yeah, looks like it once again is going to be a cigar push, and they are going to try to take out the shield on 90. But just when I talk about it, the Maestro seems to be really low on HP. I wonder where that happened, but he is going to be holding the white hallway. I think he got shot from the white hallway side, and just Ash is going to peek this hatch and doesn't seem to get anyone. He's just going to hold an angle at this point, and there is 1 minute 30 seconds left. Enough time to get the control for Cigar, I think, but Mute is going to be playing close to the white door. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, presence of mute here really changing. They have a mute. Yeah, this is the mute. Mute with an MP5K is not something you probably see very often. Or was that Mamai? Probably it
Oh,
was.
why
Nope,
we
it's the
see
SMG11.
Goyo below with a C4, and bot is gonna get Joker, and Fireflower is gonna trade to bot while we see Sledge throwing away nade. He's not gonna get anyone. I don't know if Goyo is still playing. Yeah, he is playing, still playing below with the C4, while Zofia pushing up, and he's gonna get the Umai. There's only two people on side because the Goyo is playing below. Maestro is very low on HP, while we have all on 100 HP from the attacker side. This is looking
Attackers have
very good
located a
from
bomb.
Statics Esports.
Yeah, so we still have mute holding off the hallway with the C4. Oh, and then we have already lost the maestro. So that's camp control gone from the
Go on, blow
amount
the
of people
C4.
they have. Is this I'm surprised that did not work out. So it's all up to Goyo, who's
Attackers are
still below
activating the bomb
site, and he needs to
diffuser.
make a retake back onto site. That's 4 versus 1, and attack should be going. Attacks. It's already a post-plan scenario, and Goyo has to retake against 4 more or less full health attackers. So this is going to be a tough job. I don't expect it. Is that an air jab that's going to go off?
I
Oh, I
think
think
so.
he
I think
hurt
he
his.
hears it. I think he hears this hair jab. There's only 25 seconds left. He has to do something. The Thermite is meanwhile going to peek him. He is just going to rotate back. The Thermite should be able to finish him. No, he dies in the process. Oh my god, the Goyo is a sliver
Pistol.
of his health. I don't think so. He's going to go up and try to get. He's just going to wait and just get some kills. So this is
This
going
is
to be the round for Statics Gaming. They are going to win this round. Yeah, the
this
goal is
is
just
going to
gonna hold
be
out there. Just gonna discuss the strategies and stuff. I guess the attackers have did play really well and planted really well. They took the info, took control. This Goyo could have C4'd earlier. I guess he didn't have the info below. So in the end, Static Team played it well and got the round.
yeah. So it's match point in favor of statics, but just by one round, one more round, and it's probably going to go into overtime. So this is a important round. This is where the game begins because statics is now it's their match to lose if they lose this. But being a defender-sided map, it can go anywhere. We have seen KL11 pull it back from 4-2 all the way to 6-5. So this is going close. And
Yeah, it is the attackers, mind you, Statics Gaming's to lose since they are on match point. But I think they are gonna get the job done. But then again, we have seen that the defense are doing really well in this match, so it could be KL11's turn to win and go into overtime. As we see them going 3F bar and cocktail lounge once again, as Royce once again brings out the sleds. Joker is on Ash, Prince is on Thermite. Um, yeah,
Attackers need to
and we are
locate
gonna
and
Prince is
defuse
on
bombs.
Thermite, just like I said, and Phantom is on the Nomad once again, and Fireflower, who is on 12 kills and was gonna be on the Capital. And from the defender side, we have Skellex on the Maestro bot on the Jaeger once again. Deadweight is gonna switch to our Mai, and they're gonna bring out the Vigil. Pussycat is gonna play the Vigil, and Eva once again is on the Goyo.
so, no, so in your opinion, what would you think? Which replacement? What operator would you swap in defense to, make it so
It's hard to
KLM has a
say
one?
in terms of
10 seconds
defense
remaining.
what operator you swap out because they probably have a strategy. But I would play a
5 seconds
smoke here
remaining.
because they do seem to lag the shotgun and the rotation stuff because
Attackers'
I don't
objective is to
see
locate a bomb and
Goyo playing
defuse
the
it.
shotgun. He is running the vector. So there's probably going to be less footholds or angles, whatever made this time around. This Pussycat could have picked up a smoke. I don't know. He might be very influential with the vigil. We'll see how that goes. But on the attacker side, I think Ash, Sledge, Capital, Thermite, and Nomad are very good picks.
Yeah, we have a good split of projectiles, soft destruction, one hard breach, and then some uh, flank control as well. I think Vigil is trying to get something over here, hoping we can get a kill onto anybody as well. Ling was probably going to fall back. I guess it's not worth taking the risk this early on in the round because Vigil is going to be influential if he's not drowned out by team. So he's hoping on trying to hide away from any sort of intel to try and get a late round deep roam and a deep flank. Nope, he's out of the equation. That's
Yeah,
Nomad getting the kill.
I think he tried to jump out from somewhere, and that was not the play, mind you. I don't think so. You should. Yeah, he did jump out. He did try to run out. Actually, he did try to run out or to
Attackers have
Nomad, who
located
was
a bomb.
repelling. Could have worked out, but I think the Nomad had that covered. So it's once again a 5v4, and Maestro is low, like around 70 HP. Who while Jaeger is holding the cubby, mind you, the cubby boxes. I don't know the attackers have the info or not, but they are going to free fire on the freezer in the bathroom, and Thermite is probably going to drop down and get this breach done quickly. And it is once again a cigar, piano cigar take.
Jaeger's trying to. Oh, this is going to be a contest here between the Jaeger and the Thermite. So the Ash is also already pushed in. So the Jaeger's getting pinched here, but mind you, he still has some backup coming from Freezer. Now while we're at it, oh, that's a good kill on. Oh, the Ash. That's already the Ash out. Maestro doing his job there. All the way.
Drop the diffuser.
I'm confused what he was planning there. Was he trying to drone there? But regardless, he's been refragged. The Nomad gets the kill on Jaeger. So bring it back down to a 3v3. But the Maestro cams are still up. 3v2 Capita doing good there. So that's all up to the Maestro and the Goyo.
Yeah, the Maestro and Goyo still, I think they believe they are both 3 armor operators. They do have a C4, and the Maestro has the Alda. Obviously, they can still get this done. Just like just when I say about it, Phantom is gonna get injured. I don't think they do know that he's injured, and he's gonna be finished off with the Maestro camp. Very well played, actually. It's a 2v2 once again. Capitao is on 100 HP. This is on 100 HP. We'll see how it goes. 15 seconds left on the clock almost, and they are gonna go for the plant. I think if he has a C4, he can deny the C4. Just when I talk about it, no, Eva is gonna take out Firefly, and K11 are gonna win this, and we are gonna go to overtime once again. The defense coming on top. Mind you, the Jaeger actually played it really, really well. I have to say, he just didn't shoot the Thermite charge that round, and he just held his fire. Got the kill on Thermite. He could have had more, but the Capita refragged him. In the end, it was well played by the Maestro and the Goyo.
Yeah, so yep, it's a close match. I can see Twitch chat getting a little excited here, saying pretty close match, so that's good. The viewers are definitely interested in seeing how the match turns out. So we have Statics continuing to be on attack at overtime, bringing in the same lineup, but defense is now swapping one operator out with the Valkyrie. I guess they want some more intel so they can do some late round planned denial. So that's good to see that they're seeing some adaptations as the round progresses. KL11 has made a massive improvement over time. They were rather sloppy at the start of the game in their attack, but now towards defense, they are learning from each rounds, learning the angles, learning what attack is doing and adapting, making counter strategies mid-round. So it's good to see that teams, at least one of the teams here is adapting to what's happening, and it's obscuring the result. We don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, they have adapted really well, I have to say. But whichever teams I think does well on attack is actually going to win this match, I think, because the defenses have been pretty linear. Both of the teams have done well on the defense, but the difference is going to be who does the attack better. And I think it's a cigar defense, cigar third floor cocktail defense once again. And Statics are going to be attacking first. Firefly, who is sitting pretty on 13 kills, who has been very good for his team. And over towards kill, we have Bot on 12 and Skalex, who is on 10 kills, who are doing very well for their team as well. So let's see how this push goes. It should be a cigar piano control once again, but they might switch strategies. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so this is the first Maestro kill we have seen probably this entire tournament. Probably one more was there, but I think this has to be the first Maestro camp kill. So it's not that those lasers are finally being used. That cam is used.
Yeah, those lasers hurt a lot. They hurt a lot, and they're very irritating, mind you. I just get so angry when someone tases me with their Maestro cam, But yeah, you do love when you are on defense. You do love to do that. So yeah, and of course, if you can finish off a kill, then that's icing on the cake.
Yep, exactly. Rightly said. So very annoying stuff and very utility soak as well. It's gonna require 2 grenades or steps to actually walk up and break it open. Leaves him vulnerable throughout the entire process. So you can see how influential it is and why he always has such a high.
Yeah, we see 2 defenders playing on the bottom floor. Valkyrie, who was probably prepping for a run out, and we see Jaeger also towards the dining side, who is on the bottom floor. Valkyrie is also towards the Jaeger. He's gonna go run out. He is gonna do it, and he's gonna get Fireflower to Zofia. A very well played by Pussycat. Well done. A very nice run out. The attackers definitely didn't expect that. The Joker is on the hunt for the Jaeger, but he has gone. He has fallen back to site, I believe. If not, no, he is still lurking on the bottom dining. Ash is gonna get the cams. I think he hears it, the Jaeger. I don't know if he's going to push up or not. And we see bot holding towards the pillars. This is still anyone's game. It's a 5v4, mind you, but statics have a lot to do. It's just 1 minute 20. I don't think so. The Ash knows he should be killed. Yep, the Goyo does kill the Ash. He was looking above. And
Oh, that's a
this,
C4
oh,
kill.
the C4 kill. This is definitely going to be a K11's round once again, unless the
Yeah.
attackers pull out something really, really influential.
Yeah, it'd be a miraculous thing to win. And again, Zofia dying once more is probably the 5th time this entire game that the Zofia's been the entry death. So they probably have to move Zofia off to.
No, mind you, he didn't actually enter the building at all. Jesus Jaeger just
Okay.
ran out and killed him. And Prince is gonna get Wamai while Valkyrie is gonna get down. I don't know where that was, but it's still 2v3. But make that 1v3 with the Valkyrie down. I don't think so. The attackers know it's down, but the Maestro is going to finish off the Nomad. And once again, it's KL11 doing very, very well on defense. And they take the advantage coming all the way from 4v2. Now it's a 7-6 in KL11's advantage. Unless Statics Gaming do well on their defense, this is going to be match point for KL11 Esports.
Yeah, so the team that was earlier heavily behind scoreline at 5-2 is now leading 7-6. It's funny how things change so quickly in a defender-sided map. But I have to give it to both teams. Both sides have contributed well on both attack and defense. We've seen one team have a rather consistency in their approach, in their coordination and synergy, and the other team adapt all the way from the bottom to the top in its improvements over the time goes by. So that's good. Bot sitting at 13 kills to 9 kills, and Fireflower at 13 to 9 as well. So the two top fraggers doing a good job. And the kills seem to be spread out fairly well among the top 3 or the top 4, even though 10-6 seems like 4 kills off. But it's still a pretty good scoreboard that we're seeing here. So we are seeing contribution happen from almost everybody on the team. It's not heavily skewed towards
Yeah, everybody is doing their part, I believe. But just like I said before, I think whoever does well on their attack is going to win this match. Because if the KL11 win this attack, they obviously win the match. But if Statics Gaming win their defense, then it's going to be a 7-7 overtime match point once again. And they have to do well on their attack. So whoever does well on their attack is going to win this match. So we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, we see Prince bringing out the Legion and Phantom bringing out the Bandit, Fireflower on the Jaeger once again, Joker on the Smoke, and Royce on the Woman. From the attacker side, we see Skullex on the Ash bot bringing the IQ. Deadweight bringing the Nomad, Pussycat bringing the Zofia, and Eva on the support role once again with the Thermite.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
So the this is rather similar to the initial set. Remember, Static started out on defense and won 5 out of their 4 out of their 6 defense rounds. So
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
again, this could be anyone's game, like you said. But rather linear defense setup we are seeing from both teams. Whoever wins attack could win defense.
Exactly.
To see what they have to pull out of the rabbit hat here. The Statics can pull it to overtime, because once it's overtime, it's more of a coin toss on who gets attack or who gets defense. So either team would be trying to lock it down.
Yeah, as we see a good amount of holes from the defensive side, Zofia is going to take out the Bandit charges, and it looks like a Cigar take once again, Cigar Piano take once again. They are going to drop the hatch. Somebody is going to do this thing, I guess, and they are going to take Cigar control. But at the end of the day, it has to be the shield that they have to worry about. Nomad, meanwhile, is still, I think he's looking out for any runouts, but I don't think so. He should be so far not ADSing, just standing there like, I don't know what he's doing, like looking AFK to me almost. Come on, bro, go back and do something. Yeah, exactly. Don't stand there. While Zofia is on the repel, Thermite is on the lookout for flank. He's going to get the breach done. 1 minute 40 seconds on the round still left, and Thermite still looking over for his flank. He doesn't have a claymore. He was running stuns. Wamai is playing the 90 shield once again. Just like I said, whoever wins the attack is going to win the match, I think, and whoever is influential is taking out this 90 shield is going to win the match, I think. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so this is a better 90 shield than what we were seeing from KR11. Not a Goya shield, so it's much less of a threat to whoever's behind it. Wamai holding that really tight angle, he can actually stick close to the shield. But we are having a push coming in from the Ash, taking out the Wamai magnets, and I think the shield is going to fall down. Nope, the shield stays. That's one more magnet. That's a self flash there, but and finally the shield falls on. The Bomai retracts back to site. We have a lot of kill holes coming in from that small toilet.
Yeah, I'm surprised Oma actually didn't peek her while she was trying to throw flashes and stuff. While she did it all on her lonesome, the Ash, she got rid of the 90 shield, she did well. But there are a lot of holes, and it's only 40 seconds left. While the first strike comes in from Fireflower, who's going to get the Nomad deadweight is dead. And meanwhile, we see Ash below. I think he's worried about the C4, while Bandit is going to get Skull X. While Prince and flurry of kills coming around, Prince is gonna get bought. It's a 5v2 once again. The defense are gonna win as it seems. It's a 5v1. Make that 4v1. Zofia gets one. He gets two. Nice shot on the smoke. It still looks very undoable in just 10 seconds left with a very about 20-30 HP remaining. This Bandit playing below the Jaeger and Freezer. And they are gonna get the C4 kill. The Bandit, I think, finishes off the Zofia in the end.
Yes, it's a pre-play C4, so it's an explosive way to do liquid score again. We are down to overtime, and it's a round swap. We have statics on attack now with K11 on defense.
Yep, and just like I said, whoever wins their attack would have won. But I think if KL11 win their defense, they'll win as well. So I would say this is advantage KL11 in my opinion, as how this match has turned out, all the way from 4-2 at round swap to 7-7 now. So I would say it is a KL11 advantage. We'll see how it goes. They are going to bring out the castle. It's going to be a reading defense. The attackers do have Jackal on the board. They are trying to look out for the roamers, I guess. Someone who the Vigil or Jaeger last round or before the last round who ran out, so they are going to bring out the Jack. Meanwhile, as I talk about it, oh, never mind. Wamai is going to stick to Wamai.
Yeah, the most influential 6 pick is not picking at all, and we have at least them trying to get a few question marks on the board, so the attackers would have to actually drone out to confirm whether what they saw was what it is right now. But this is the round that decides all. This is last game of our playoffs. This is the round that decides who goes. Oh no, my mistake. This time one more. One more, or is this the last round? Yeah, okay, this is the last round. My mistake. So.
Yeah, it is the last match of the round of 32. Then we will have a round of 16 going forward from this. So mind you, everybody, please stay followed and stay subscribed to Streamline Minor League. Follow us on Twitch, obviously. And it's very, very exciting. The round of 16 is going to be, I am sure. You can already see that the quality of play is very high on the round of 32 itself. And going forward, it's just going to be an insane level of Rainbow Six Siege, and you're just going to have to stay and watch and love it.
Yep, so while we're flaunting off our league and the level of skill, we have moved on from the prep phase to the attack round. Interesting to see Castle make a lot of lines of sight, vertical lines of sight. Vertical play always been influential in Siege. That's one of my favorite parts about Siege, where you can just blow open any floor or wall and get a a tough line of sight to contest.
Yeah, blow open soft walls, obviously.
Yes,
to get lines of salt, you just cannot blow up hard walls. I mean, that would be just game breaking. But anyways, we see Jaeger doing a roam about. Oh my God, he's gonna be safe. I guess he's gonna break open the hatches, but none of the attackers are actually peeking the hatches. So they are just gonna drone it out. The clear from 3F. Obviously, they're going to doing a reading defense. Jackal is gonna scan the Jaeger. He knows where the Jaeger is playing. And Jaeger is going to fall back to side, I believe. He's going to fall back to pillars as of now. He's going to be playing with pillars. Maestro has lost a bit of HP. I don't know where that was. I think just by a random pre-fire, while Wamai is still playing on the cigar lounge. He's going to throw his discs and try to delay as much as possible. So shouldn't have a problem there trying to take out the shield. Let's see how he goes about it.
That was a tight one. Again, another tight angle. So the same solo Ash push coming in towards the Bomai shield there, cigar launch, and while we're at it, the sledge dies to bot's Jaeger. So pretty early on, halfway through the round, we've already lost some soft destruction, and that Bomai does get fragged out by the Ash. So that's a whole of top floor, I guess.
Yeah, I think the Jaeger got someone from the brown stairs all the way to heaven or pillars. I think so. But the Ash is gonna kill the Zofia. I mean, sorry, my mistake. The Ash is gonna get the Wamai. She is gonna take out the Maestro Cam right here, I believe. There's still 1 minute left. plenty of time in my opinion, but they have to be clinical in their execute. They have to make the vertical lines of sight properly. There is still someone playing behind the shield in Cocktail, and Mistro, he is going to get Phantom, and he's going to light up the Ash. They are trying hard to get the refrag, and he's going to get the Nomad as well, who just peeks blindly. Ash is low in HP. Thermite, who is not full HP, even though the Maestro is low, there are 3 full HP defenders on KL11 side, and just like I said, this is it did look like a very defensive sided map and defensive sided match, mind you, and it is 4v2 with 20 seconds remaining. Statics Gaming have a lot of ground to cover up if they are going to do something about it, if they are going to win this match, and I don't think that's going to happen, as Thermite is going to be taken down. It's going to be 1v4, and that's the end of the match, mind you guys. KL11, well done, well, very played. They just did their defense so very well, brought it back from a 4v2, won it 8v5 at overtime, 8v7, mind you, at overtime match point. Well played, Jaeger. Well played, KL11 Esports.
Yeah, claps are around, and claps to you as well, Dua. You guessed it at KL11. I think your pick was KL11. Right?
Yeah, I did guess KL11, even though they were like in the beginning of the match and they were 4-2 down. I did guess, but you cannot take anything away from Statics Gaming. It was a very, very good match. As you can see by the scoreboard, it's 8-7. It could have been anyone's match, could have been anyone's round. Any of those rounds could have gone to anyone. But at the end of the day, it's 8-7 to KL11, and they progress towards the round of 16.
Yeah, the Shields here all being an influential pick almost at every single round. Maestro solo holding the entire of bar and Cocktail with just that shield. That was very well played. There was minimal utility investment from attack coming in. Regardless, nothing to take away from Maestro. Maestro did a wonderful job. Both Maestro and the Wamai, just their presence ate up enough time into attack. By 1 minute in, attack was already choking on the time. So that was very well coordinated. Have to give it to KL11 for their adaptability. Towards the end of the round, they definitely look like a more or less different team compared to.
Yeah, I think it has to be said that Hibana and Thatcher was banned, so it was a very defensive. At the end, it turned out a very defensive sided how they played, you know. But I think if they at least had the Hibana, it could have turned out very differently, you know, in terms of pushing Cocktail and in terms of pushing Cigar Lounge. It could have been very different, in my opinion, because Ace is still not available. Just so all of you know, Ace is, even though he is in the game with the live server, you still cannot play him in tournaments. You will be able to play Ace and Velusi next season on tournaments, and that's when the meta is, I think, going to change once again. And having said that, KL11 played really well. They came back, they won it 8-7. Could have been anyone's game, but at the end of the day, it's the winner that goes through.
Yeah, and it was a well-earned win. A very good game, definitely 8-7. I did not see this coming. I thought we would again see something like a 7-2 or 7-3, but definitely a good end to the game, a good end to our playoffs here. We are going to be moving on to the round of 16 very soon. We'll soon be announcing when the games are going to be there. Please stay tuned. Do not go around. This tournament is getting better and better as we proceed. A good announcement to make here. This is soon going to be moving into a BO3. A best of 3 is always more competitive than a best of 1. So do tune in. Longer games, more strats, more frags. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and more fun for us casting the matches, right?
Exactly.
I mean, who doesn't like best of 3s? Even though it's exhausting for the players and the casters themselves, it is pretty fun at the end of the day. Just give a bag of chips and just stay in front of your monitor and enjoy some nice Siege, Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
And with that, I think we are going to take goodbye from you guys. We are going to say goodbye to you guys, and me, myself, Dova, and Forge are going to go. It's been a pleasure casting for Streamline and serving you guys. So hope you guys to see you again. Forge, any last words?
Nothing. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay safe. Stay at home. It's not a good time to go outside. And happy sieging.
on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. No, and all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know. You played me just like a fluke. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you breathe. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my
I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven,